live. We are live.
I can do the switcher here if you want, and Jacob can do a camera. You
Oh, I
can
know. Actually, on
Well,
the
I
west
can,
side of the school.
I was planning on doing something on
The orange side.
That's okay.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want to do?
I was pretty.
Probably just the, oh, I gotta do graphics too.
I can do graphics if you want me to.
I,
But it was an accident. They
Your
slipped
choice.
on in the turn.
well, I wanna sit there, so
Then you can
do
do
that
that.
graphics.
No, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, you're explaining.
If you want to get like Amanda and whatnot, go like down here by 8,
That's really
19,
funny.
20.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where they're at.
Yeah. Do you want to see ours?
All the main
well, maybe I'll let you do graphics.
You sure?
Yeah, if you know where they are, and I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
I usually just go
There's
down
something
and find
going out over Master, you know that, right?
No, no, I think so. Why?
Because I can see it.
I was going to say that.
You need to mute that.
And then we have a couple.
It's just the backup audio.
They have.
I know.
You want me to mute it?
So they have a trade, so they have a trade. That's.
Yeah, it's something like that, it's a long time.
We're cutting.
That makes sense, we did, the office, litigation, address, and then one forwarding, it's all screwed up, that makes sense. Rock, that's really cool. Outside. With the sun, it was coming out today, and it stopped, it was blowing. It's like, somebody had their recycling.
Well, no.
20 seconds. It was dancing.
But yes,
You were blowing all over the place. That's like every house.
Recycling picked up early in the morning, it was nice. So this afternoon, they were all
Today is a brutal day for it.
I have 5:15.
You ready? Good evening and welcome to the meeting of the Fairmont Area School Board. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, we have all board members present with the exception of Abby Pyman, our student school board member. Minutes, you have minutes before you. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the February 13th minutes.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mike, second by Mari. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. We have a green agenda before us where we have added Knowledge Bowl and have moved the Open Door Health Clinic till next meeting.
I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion by Julie, second by Mike. Also note there will be no superintendent's report and calendar as Superintendent Trado is not here this evening. Any other changes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. We will move on to our celebrations and school reports. We have the Knowledge Bowl team here with us this evening.
Hi, my name is Joelle Thomas, and I'm the Knowledge Bowl coach. This is
I am Isaac Thomas.
I'm Amanda Potter, and I'm Kellen Joe.
So good evening, school board and guests. My name is Joelle Thomas. I'm a Knowledge Bowl coach at Fairmont High School. Our students come from a variety of different demographics, backgrounds, and different areas of expertise. Within Knowledge Bowl, students are able to flex their academic athleticism and knowledge in multiple different areas. Some of our students are whizzes in history, some of them in math, some in English, some in pop culture. Every student on the team works together to come up with the best possible answer. Students are placed into teams of 3 or 4 from FHS. Questions, newbie here, sorry. Questions are asked to students within a written round before the competition starts to place the students. Students compete in an oral round in which they buzz in on these buzzers, also known as the green beans. And they're activated by a single tap. You can try to be the first team out of 3 teams to ring in with the correct answer. If you answer incorrectly, the next quickest team has a chance to answer. This is the format for all 4 rounds of 45 questions per round. We brought some of our team couldn't be here due to other academic extracurriculars. So we brought who could make it, and I'm going to go ahead and let them speak.
Hi, as I stated earlier, my name is Isaac Thomas. I have been a part of the Knowledgeable program for 3 years since I was a freshman, and yeah. The average Knowledgeable meet has 180 oral questions that we have to do, as well as 60 multiple choice questions. And if you think about it, that's 140 questions total in less than 5 hours of our day. Like I said, like stated earlier by our coach, there are multiple choice questions. These can range all the way from science to literature to math, all the way to geography and everything in between. If you think there's a river in Africa, there's a question about it. And also, there's oral rounds. These have similar questions, and you have to buzz in on the things called the buzzers, like our judge stated, as well as on the thing, this is called with the boxes. It basically tells the person who's manning it what team buzzed in first. It also keeps track of scores for us. Yeah. As well as there are 3 teams on for Fairmont. There's Fairmont Crimson Red, Fairmont Turtle Green, as well as Fairmont Banana Yellow.
I'm Amanda Potter. I've been on the team for 3 years, so since my sophomore year, I joined in 2021. As Isaac brought up Fairmont's 3 sub-teams, I'm a proud member of Banana Yellow. As I see it, participating on the Knowledgeable team the last 3 years has offered my peers and I a unique opportunity to sharpen our critical thinking and collaborate and expand on our knowledge across many, many subjects, like we've already talked about. I definitely know an abnormal amount about the Ottoman Empire now. So the team environment, I feel, fosters a good culture of academic curiosity, teamwork, and leadership among the broad spectrum of ages and academic levels. The teams created countless of memorable moments through after-school practices and our meets, and through the years creating this tight-knit, positive community that I'm super grateful to be a part of. And then with our extra time, we have a couple knowledgeable questions. Ooh. Potentially. So if you have an answer, you can just raise your hand. If you don't have an answer. Maybe.
Do we have to answer in a question like on Jeopardy? Okay, good.
I just can't believe you're still using the green strips after like 25 years. It's the same, obviously, it's the same. And you're still using color names too, right? Everyone's got to have a color. Oh, man.
Yeah, they are.
You're bringing
they're
back
still kicking though.
memories.
Every single time I boot up the buzzer, it says from 2002.
Oh, my goodness.
So our first question, a coterminal angle from any angle may be obtained by adding or subtracting how many degrees?
See, that's math, and you can't do that.
3.
3? Incorrect. Anybody else?
You don't lose points for a wrong guess. Remember that.
Can you repeat the question?
I cannot. I'm sorry.
Shoot, she's playing hard to get.
Well, if someone buzzed in early, you reread the question if you cut it off early.
You
so.
do, but I read the whole question in
Yeah,
its
but it-
entirety. Sorry.
Does your team know? What is it?
360.
Oh, right.
That is correct.
I wasn't the math guy in my volleyball team.
No, neither was I.
I was the
Ottoman Empire guy.
yeah, that was the history.
Someone who is
Government
apiophobic is irrationally afraid of what? And yes, some of these questions are just as hard to read as they are to answer.
Church building.
apps.
Church buildings.
Church building, that's incorrect.
Insects.
Ooh, we're on the right track, but incorrect.
Spiders.
No, that's
Incorrect.
No, that's
Snakes.
Snakes, incorrect.
What is it?
The correct answer is bees.
Oh,
Yeah, and this last one, it's a doozy. Here we go. In Maryland in 1972, George Wallace was paralyzed when what itinerant worker tried to assassinate him?
oh.
Oh, I have no idea.
Same. If the answer wasn't in front of me.
That's where I can remember so many things about the story, but I cannot remember the name of the guy who shot him. But his bullet lodged in his spine. That's why he was
Right.
paralyzed.
That's right.
Okay, if it helps, the first
Yeah.
name is Arthur.
Made me feel bad about how much I forgot about trivia. Used to be my category.
The last name is Bremer. Arthur Bremer is what we would accept for an answer. Ahead of time, the judges and the readers, they get together, and some of these questions, there could be multiple answers to it. We agree upon an answer at that time. Unfortunately, we get students that the answer is correct, but we can't accept it because we didn't agree upon it, and that always breaks your heart, but especially if it's an obscure question. But we want to thank you guys so much for your time, and we appreciate being here.
Well, talk about how like the team, how you're mid-season, toward the end of the season? One state, like in the spring, right?
Correct, yeah, we have one more meet before state. Hopefully we qualify during our subdivisions.
Who's
Our
in your division? Who are the schools that you're competing
They
against?
bumped us up to AA, so we're competing against bigger dogs
Like
this year.
Chaska?
Yes, like Chaska, like a lot of ours are New Ulm, not the cathedral schools, that's who we normally participate
Okay.
with. But we have New Ulm Public School, and then we have Mankato and
They
those
still,
type of
they still power rank you after the written round?
Yeah,
So if you're in a Chaska tournament and your team guesses at 15 of the answers, there's 60, right? So we just randomly guessed on the last 15, of which we got like 12 right randomly and got placed in the first round. There's some really, really shockingly smart kids that like Chaska and private schools in the Twin Cities you've never heard of.
absolutely.
Like 3 years, I think I might have ruined one once the entire time. And you'd be surprised how fast people know the question. 3 words and they're already
Yeah.
closed it. Correct.
I
Do-
never felt dumber in my life than we were like, we don't belong in the first round.
Do they give you a list of possible questions or subjects?
No, they give you a list from the prior year. So you
Okay.
can kind of practice with that list that comes out, but nope, the new questions are brand new and you're not allowed to know them ahead of time.
There's like a type of question and type of thing where you can kind of guess.
Are there
You don't
any-
guess. If you guess wrong, it doesn't hurt you, so you always throw out an answer.
Right, right.
Are there any questions about things like pop culture, music, television?
There's at least 1 or 2 other.
Okay.
There's one about Paisley Park, not that long ago too.
That's history now, right? Or is it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess not pop culture, but
So how many meets did you do this year?
we did 5 different meets.
Okay.
Do you still host one in here in Fairmont?
They're all in Mankato. We go to Fitzgerald School. It's, right now they're doing seminary upstairs, and then we kind of commandeer the next 2 levels when they have this.
Do you not want to do a Fairmont one, or is that just no one wants to?
Pretty much, we can host one, but it's still going to be in the same location. It's still going to be,
Oh, so every one of your meets is at
Yeah.
not different schools?
Correct.
When did that change?
I believe 2 to 3 years ago, that they decided, ever since Betty kind of took it over, and she has an in with Fitzgerald, so we kind of get a kickback on it, which is nice.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you
thank you.
guys.
It's
It
very
was a
interesting.
I'll
pleasure.
take you. Can you bring the green strip by?
Absolutely.
I gotta, it is the same, my goodness. My goodness.
It's, yeah.
Oh, wow. I'll have to send a message.
It's the same from when I was in high school, and that was even longer ago, so. yeah.
All right, we will proceed in our agenda to financial business. Jessica?
Yes, so you have the wires in front of you from 2/8 to 2/21, and there is not a lot on there. Definitely nothing out of the ordinary. And then on the bills, pretty much same monthly bills, same that we have. The one I'd like to point out is to Thunder Laser USA for $13,910, and that is part of our robotics STEM grant that we got through the Schmeckley Foundation. So Other than that, everything else is pretty standard, pretty routine on our bills. Do you have any other questions on the bills?
No, if there are no further questions, I'll make a motion to approve the wire transfers for 2/8/24 to 2/21/24 and payment of the February 27th, 2024 bills.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. We will move on to budget resolution. I believe Dan.
Yeah, we will
Business.
introduce the following resolution as seen in Appendix B. This is a routine thing that we do every year, that every school board does every year. Resolution directing administration to make recommendations for reductions in programs and positions, reasons therefore for the 24-25 school year. Whereas the financial condition of the school district dictates the school may reduce expenditures, and whereas there has been a reduction in student enrollment, lack of sufficient funding, deficit spending, and/or an increase in costs, and whereas a determination must be made as to which licensed staff members' contracts may be terminated and not renewed, and which licensed staff members may be placed on unrequested leave of absence without pay or fringe benefits, in effecting discontinuance of positions. Therefore, be it resolved by the School Board of Independent School District 2752 as follows, that the school board hereby directs the superintendent of schools and administration to consider the discontinuance of programs or positions to effectuate economies in the school district and reduce expenditures, and as a result of reduction in enrollment, make recommendations to the school board for the discontinuance of programs, curtailment of programs, discontinuance of positions, or curtailment of positions. I introduce that resolution.
I'll second it.
Thank you. We have a motion by Dan and a second by Julie for the resolution as is stated in Appendix B. Any discussion or questions?
I think it's important to note that this is, Dan said the word may, we're not reducing anything.
Yeah, it sounds really
It
ominous.
sounds ominous, but it's essentially a technicality. Notice that things could change.
Well, it's
beyond our
just, it's to
control.
protect ourselves, to protect our budget, to protect for our school district, and that we can do the best of our funding. We've been trying to do a great job of monitoring the funds that we have, and the costs and the expenditures and the income that we get is always limited. And so it's just a protection for our district as a whole.
Well, I think we're giving notice that we could make budget changes based off of the things that Dan mentioned. But it's important for everyone to know that we have no intention to do so.
Mhm.
But it's just a
Technicality.
annual
Yeah, yep.
thing that we have to
We're giving notice
do.
that it could happen.
You know, especially too with our teachers' contracts, you know, it's part of that too as well, that we can eliminate staff, and that includes the curriculum and that. But there again, yes, we're not planning on doing that, but we just need to do that and have that notice in place so that we can protect our school district.
Yep, common practice that we've been doing for years. All right, any other discussion? All those, we need to roll call vote. Jen?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Mike?
Aye.
Julie?
Aye.
Mari? Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. We are moving on to personnel.
That we have a leave of absence, we need to consider. I make a motion that we accept the leave of absence request for special education professional Jill Monahan with an effective date of November 15th, 2023. That would last until the end of this school year.
Okay, we have a motion by Mike. Is
I'll
there a
second it.
Thank you. Second by Julie. Any discussion? I think it's nice because we do, as every district and probably the country has, it's difficult to find substitutes when we need them always, and the fact that we'll have a floating substitute teacher that will hopefully be able to help us with this. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, motion carries. We'll move on to board committee reports. Policy, Jen?
Yep, we had a meeting on February 20th. We went over 9 different policies in that meeting. 6 of them, we decided there were just minor changes or no changes to them, so those were nice and easy ones. One of the policies, Policy 540, Academic Integrity, that one's being forwarded to building principals for further review and comment. And then the new policy, again, the library materials, we had tabled it at our last policy meeting. We again are going to continue to review that for specific district action needed. So that one will come again at our next meeting, which is in about a month, right?
In March, yeah.
In March, yeah, in March, so.
Okay, thank you. Any
That was
questions
it.
for Jen? All right, thank you, Jen. And we had the board, high school, junior high school, student council listening session. Julie, Mari, and Dan were in attendance. Any comments or things you'd like to report from that meeting?
The main thing that we heard from our students, they felt that there was a lot of safety. They compared the year last year when we met with them versus when we met with them earlier this year. I believe we met with them in November. And they're saying that they're feeling that the more visibility of staff in the halls, they feel safer in the halls, they feel safer on the school grounds, in the classrooms and that, which was very important for us as board members to hear. They, again, really enjoy the ability to have the wide variety of classes that we have able to offer for them and for their educational needs, and that they want the college and the school classes to continue, which we are planning on continuing as much as possible. And like I said, I just was a very positive meeting for the students. I felt very positive, everything that they brought forth.
I thought they both were.
Yeah, both the junior high and the senior high.
I was only able to make the junior high meeting, but one thing I noticed is that all the junior high student council members were all girls, so I need to implore the guys to step up and do some of that work too. There's nothing wrong with showing a little leadership. Even if your friends give you a bad time about it.
There was
one, he just wasn't in attendance.
They have, yeah, like they said, they have actually one on the board, he wasn't there, but all the rest, yeah.
But for these kids to come, during their lunchtime and, and the junior high classes, or the junior high group especially, is a large group. And so we really, it took some of our time, just for our meeting time, to take up to find extra chairs and stuff for just the students. I mean, we were willing to stand because of so many students. It was just great to have the numbers that were so excited to be able to talk with us and share with us what was important in our schools. And I know there was one thing too. A lot of them had great things to say too about Officer Bass being in the presence in the hallways and at the buildings, and they were just very appreciative of everything he did too. That was another thing. I remember that I left my phone where I left all my notes on, so I'm trying to work from my memory, and it's not working very well. So, but yeah, that was just wonderful to see that great group of kids and having just a wonderful response for us. So it was happy, and we will meet with them just one more time in the spring yet before the end of the year. So.
And some of the concerns they brought up in November and part of last year was the safety thing, so we're working on that. There's a lot less of that. The lunch lines are long, but we made them realize that if we add a minute or two or 15 or whatever, it adds on to your
the
day.
whole day.
So we said that they should bring that to their building principals. So.
Yeah, the pizza line is always a popular item, so I don't know. There's nothing you can do to
Right.
decrease the popularity of pizza in a student size.
Oh, and they, Mr. Trado also asked them in going forward to next year, in hiring a dean, what characteristics would the kids want to see in that person? More empathy and more teaching moments instead of,
Criticism
your
or the
consequences. Like
consequences.
consequences too, but explain them and have it be a teachable moment. So,
Okay, thank you.
it's all
Any
good.
Any other comments or reports? Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
thank you.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Well, over the statutory requirements.